guess the context is that I've had a really hard year, like a really hard year. And I have got so much. I've got so much in terms of my relationship with Jesus, my sobriety, like part of recovery is like writing gratitude lists, and I am grateful, right? But I also battle things with my mental health in a way that so many people do. And I think at the depths of those feelings, and as somebody who works with people in recovery, I'm familiar with a lot of the processes and a lot of the thought patterns and a lot of the research even around death by suicide and the absolute tragedy that is. And I've never been at that point. I've never sort of made plans. I've never, considered that would be an option for me. But there's this in-between state that I've never heard anyone speak about, where I would never have ended my life, and I really believe that, but I wouldn't have chosen to live it. And if God had sat me down and been like, right, here's the first 35 years of your life, here's what you're going to experience, the highs and the lows, you're about to be born, do you want this? I would have said no, because life is really hard. And sometimes that's because of our own poor choices, and sometimes that's because of choices other people have made that we have no control over, and sometimes that just feels too hard. And to end your life is such a dramatic, such a big decision, and one that I don't think I ever would have made, but to choose not to have been created, to have been given the option to not, and therefore in your not having life have not caused anyone pain as well. Like, I don't think I realized how many people feel that way. And I said it to like a couple of people. I said, like, I just don't want this. I just don't want life. And they were like, oh my gosh, I totally hear you. I never knew it was going to be this hard. I never knew I was going to have to face these things. I never knew that there would be struggles like this, and their struggles are different to mine. I'm not in that place. I'm not in crisis right now. But I'm like tentatively moving away from it. I'm like 80% out, right? And from within that place, I think all I really had was just this steadfast belief that God promises that He's got my back. And actually that doesn't mean no pain. It just means that, like, He's done this before. He's seen this before. He knows this pain. I'm in safe hands. He's not going anywhere. He is going to be by my side and ride this out until it doesn't feel like this and well beyond. And that's, I liken it to Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse died of alcohol misuse and drugs only a couple of weeks after I got sober. And when her documentary came out a few years later, I went and watched it. I watched it alone in the cinema, and I just cried the whole way through. And there's one moment that really strikes me. She performed at the Grammys, right? And she wasn't allowed to fly to the States to do it because she had such a well-documented record of drug use, and they wouldn't approve a visa for her to come and do it. So they set it up for her to perform at the Grammys live link. And she sung her song, and her friend who was doing this like talking heads interview in the film was there, and she was waiting in the green room afterwards, and she was like, Amy, this is amazing. You've just sung at the Grammys, you're winning awards. Like, I'm so proud of you. And this was in a stint where Amy was sober. And she just said to her friend, it's just not as good without the drugs. It doesn't feel as good without drugs, right? And I remember thinking, like, the sadness of that is that it's so true and it's so profound, but only for a little while. Because if she'd pushed through that, she would have found in sobriety a life where everything felt better, where everything felt more real, where everything went from black and white to technicolor, but all she could see was that she was trading the misery of addiction for the misery of abstinence. And I just wish someone had said to her, like, hold on and keep going, because it gets really good. And I think that that's the same with faith. I think that there are times where it just doesn't feel so good. Making the right decision doesn't feel good. Staying faithful, being disciplined, it doesn't feel good, and you didn't choose it, and people give you problems you didn't ask for. And it's really, really painful. And if you were given the option to opt out, you may even take it if it didn't cause so much pain to other people. But I really believe that you've got to keep going. That God's promises are true, are just true, even if you don't feel it. And that He will stay by your side and He will not go anywhere until the plans He has for you come to fruition. And it is worth holding on for. It is worth not giving up on faith, on life, on sobriety, if that's where you're at. You've just got to keep going. That's it, that's all I've got.